Ainsley. I'm going to show you some pictures today, and I'm going to ask you some questions along with them, so just respond. So here is the first one. Here is a picture of a boy at a doctor's office. Look at the boy carefully. What is he saying to the doctor, and how do you know this?
He's saying, I don't want the pills. I know this because he looks scared.
Cindy wanted to paint a picture. She got her paints, paper, and brushes ready. Her dad told her that she had a meeting to go to in 10 minutes. He said, "Do you think you should wait until later to paint?" What did Dad mean when he said that?
He meant that there's not enough time to paint and she should wait.
Here's a picture of a lady eating in a restaurant. Look at the lady carefully. What is she saying to the waiter, and how do you know this?
She's saying she doesn't want the food because she's pointing at it and she looks mad.
Cindy asked her mom to take her to the movies. Her mom said, "Your little brother's toys are all over the house. I don't have time to clean up and take you to the movies too." Cindy tried to think of a way to work things out for both of them. What could Cindy say?
I don't want to go to the movies.
How do you know that what Cindy says might work?
Because then Mom wouldn't have to take her.
Matt was telling about a scary movie he saw. Cindy did not want to hear about it anymore. What did she say?
I don't like scary movies.
Mom was supposed to pick up Kate at 4. Mom waited a long time and Kate was very late. When Kate finally got there, Mom said, "Thanks a lot for being on time." What did Mom really mean when she said that?
I think she was being sarcastic and she's really mad.
Why did she say it that way?
I think she was being sarcastic.
Thank you for working so hard. Here's a picture of something happening in a store. What is the customer saying to the salesperson, and how do you know this?
I want toast.
Cindy was teasing Matt a lot every day. He got mad. They had been good friends for a long time. Now Matt is so mad that he won't call Cindy or visit her house. What can Cindy say to get Matt to be friends again?
I'm sorry I said mean things.
How do you know that what Cindy says might work?
Matt was sad.
was telling his teacher a story about the beach and a sailboat. In the middle of the story, he suddenly started talking about his new tennis shoes. Then he began talking about Chad's new skateboard, and suddenly he asked about the math test. The teacher said, "Stop." Matt knew something had gone wrong. What went wrong in Matt's story?
The teacher was tired.
How can he tell better stories?
By not getting distracted.
Some boys were wrestling and playing around. Dan accidentally tripped Scott. Scott was very angry about falling. He said that Dan tripped him on purpose. It really was an accident. How can Dan explain that it was an accident?
Say, "I'm sorry, I did not mean to trip you."
How can Dan fix the problem between them?
Help him up.
Brad was watching some older kids start to play a baseball game. He wanted to play too, but he was not sure that they would let him play with them. He looked at all the kids. What did Brad see and what did he say?
He saw they were playing baseball. And he said hi.
What makes him think that the older kids will let him play?
They're waving.
Matt was in a hurry to pass out all the cookies. He forgot to give one to Kate. Kate said, "Matt, you're so rude. You forgot me on purpose. Give me a cookie." Matt stopped and turned around. He told Kate that she was the rude one. Kate knew she needed to fix things between them, and she still wanted a cookie. What did she say to fix things?
Give me a cookie.
How do you know that what Kate says will fix things?
Because then she'll have a cookie.
Matt was hanging up his poster. He wanted everyone to see it. Cindy and Kate were busy talking about a very important problem they had. Matt yelled at them. "Hey, look!" Then he yelled, "Hey, I'm talking to you." This interruption made the girls angry. What did Cindy say to him?
Can't you see we're busy?
I like how hard you're working. Chad and Matt were playing a baseball game. Chad and Matt were playing a game. Chad kept calling Matt bad names, and Matt got very, very angry. Chad kept on calling Matt bad names, so Matt got up and went home. Chad telephoned Matt later and said, "What's wrong? Why did you go home? We were in the middle of our game." How can Matt explain what the problem is for him and what he needs?
You hurt my feelings.
How do you know that what Matt says might work?
I don't know.
The teacher said that she was feeling sick today, maybe getting a cold. She asked the class to work together in groups quietly. She asked them not to talk loudly and to stay in their seats. Matt talked loudly. The teacher asked him to be quiet. Matt got out of his seat 2 times. The teacher said, "Matt, I really think You're being unfair to me right now. Why did the teacher say that?
Because she was sick. He wasn't listening. She looks sad.
How can Matt fix the problem?
Say he's sorry.
Cindy was having a slumber party with two of her friends. It was very, very late, and they were laughing and talking. Her dad came in and said that it was time to go to sleep, but Cindy and her friends wanted to stay up a little longer. Her dad seemed tired and angry. What can Cindy say so that he will let them stay up a little later?
We'll be quieter.
How do you know that what Cindy says might work?
Then Dad can sleep.
The class earns free time by being quiet in the library. Kate was very loud, talking about a problem she had. Matt and Cindy were watching Kate. They saw how she was feeling, but they wanted her to be quiet in the library. What could they say to Kate?
Shh.
How do you know what they say might work?
There are signs that say to be quiet.
How is an umbrella like a tent?
I don't know.
Chad and Matt were talking. The sidewalk was being fixed and there was wet cement. Matt wasn't paying attention to the sidewalk. Chad said, I guess you like walking in wet cement. What did he really mean when he said that?
You walked in wet cement.
Why did he say it that way?
To be funny.
Matt was really upset when he found out that he and Mr. Smith for Matt, that he had Mr. Smith for Matt. He thought that Mr. Smith looked mean and would probably give a lot of homework. Other kids thought that Mr. Smith looked mean too. Matt told his dad how upset he was, and his dad said, You can't judge a book by its cover. What does he mean?
That the math teacher might not be mean because he looks mean.
How is a road map like a recipe?
Tells you what to do.
Perfect. Matt was passing out sandwiches. Kate asked for peanut butter. Matt gave her a cheese sandwich and forgot to tell her that they were out of peanut butter. Kate got angry and told Matt that he was being mean. How can Matt fix things between them?
Tell her there's no peanut ones.
How do you know that what Matt said will work?
Then she'll know why she got cheese.
Your team lost an important game. The coach said, "Into each life some rain must fall." What did he mean?
That sometimes there's bad weather.
Cindy was telling the counselor about a problem with another girl. She said that things kept happening and she was mad. She said that the other girl said it too, and so did that boy. The counselor did not understand what had happened, why Cindy was mad, or who the other girl and boy were. What went wrong, and how can Cindy tell her story so that the counselor can help her?
Cindy didn't say all the parts.
Brad told Matt about the sailboat races he had seen. He talked on and on about the winning sailboat. He told about its color, its length, how wide it was, the people in it, what the people in it were wearing, a scratch he saw on the side of the boat, and something someone in the crowd said about the boat. He told every single thing he could think about the boat. Finally, Matt said, "That's enough about the boat," and walked away. What went wrong?
I got bored.
Your new math lesson is very hard. You want to skip it and do the one in the next chapter. Your counselor says you have to crawl before you can walk. What does he mean?
I don't know.
You're working very hard. Chad asked his parents for new rollerblades. His old ones were broken and did not work. His parents did not want to buy him new rollerblades. They said he never took care of the old ones. What can Chad say to talk his parents into getting him new rollerblades?
You're mean.
How do you know what he says will work, will talk them into it?
Because they want to be nice.
The kids wanted Matt to play cards with them because they needed one more player. They asked him 2 times to play with them. He said no. He wanted to read his book. Kate tried to think of a way to get Matt into playing. What could she say to get Matt to play with them?
We want to play with you.
How do you know what Kate says might work?
Because they're friends.
All the kids in Pete's group were arguing and could not prepare the project for their science teacher. No one could agree on how to do it. The science teacher said, "Too many queen bees and not enough worker bees." What did she mean?
No one wanted to work.
Matt talked and talked about his friend. Ben asked who the friend was. Matt just kept talking about the friend and a game they had won. Ben did not know who the friend was or what the game was. He was very mixed up. He asked, "Who is your friend and what game are you talking about?" Matt said, "Stop interrupting me. I hate that." Matt was mad. Ben was mad too. They both walked away angry. What went wrong?
They got mad.
How could things be fixed between the two boys?
They were nice.
Chad started talking about his summer vacation. He talked on and on about his trip. talked about things he did and people he met. Cindy did not know who or what he was talking about. She kept asking who he was talking about and what he was talking about. Chad got mad and said that she was not a good listener. What went wrong?
I don't know.
How can Chad tell his story so that Cindy can understand it?
By telling it?
Kate was building a doghouse. She needed a hammer and a saw. Her neighbor had tools. She knows he does not like for people to borrow his tools, but Kate asked anyway. The neighbor said that he was not sure he wanted to lend the tools. How can Kate talk him into it?
Tell him why she needs them.
Class was almost over. Matt started picking up the markers, but Kate was not finished using them. Matt told her to work faster, and this hurt Kate's feelings. Matt did not want to hurt her feelings. He was sorry he had said those things the wrong way. How can he fix things between them?
I'm sorry.
How do you know that what Matt says might work?
Because they're friends.
Cindy was angry and came to Kate's house. When Kate answered the door, Cindy said that she was really mad at Kate for telling a secret. She said, "I told you not to tell. Why did you tell? I can't trust you." Kate had told the secret. She felt sad and worried. What could Kate say to fix the problem and get Cindy to trust her again?
I didn't tell the secret.
How do you know what Kate says might work?
Then there won't be a problem.
Cindy was hanging up pictures on the wall at school. She needed help, but she knew that the teacher was very, very busy grading papers and did not want to be disturbed. Cindy did not want the teacher to be upset or angry about being disturbed. Excuse me. She tried to think of a way to ask the busy teacher for help. How did she ask the teacher for help?
Can you give me the jar?
Kate wanted to see a movie, but her dad said she could not see it. What could Kate say to her dad so that she might get to see the movie?
My friends are going to.
Jerry was taking all the markers from the table. The teacher asked Kate to explain sharing to the little boy. How did she explain it?
You don't get them all. Other friends get them too.
How is a blanket like grass?
Can cover things.
Two of your friends are angry at each other and not speaking. You would like them to be friends again. You talk to each of them. What are 3 things you could tell each one that might make them want to be friends again? Remember, this needs to be 3 things that would convince them to make up and be friends again.
Stop fighting. Remember your friends. I want to hang out all together again.
hard. Matt was having a really bad day at school. His favorite teacher told him to be quiet 2 times. He was very angry at the teacher and felt like he was being picked on. He picked up his book and threw it on the floor. The teacher said, "Looks to me like you're shooting yourself in the foot." What did she mean?
Dropping books on his foot?
How is a tire like a shoe?
They both touch the ground when you go places.
Your friend pointed to the new girl at school. Then she said, "All that glitters is not gold." What did she mean?
I think she's being mean.
You're having a really bad day. You tell your father about it, and he says, "A strong tree bends in the wind." What does he mean?
Means it doesn't break.
Okay, Ainsley, we're all done. Thank you for working so hard.